hell is it that me and Raz and Wooz and Easy and RV and Alika and all of my friends and most of you listening out there, how the hell is it that we are smarter than these coaches that make $10 million? What are we doing here? I don't know. Sometimes smells a little fishy. Week after week, Sunday after Sunday. It's like a broken record. If it's a Tuesday, high noon Hawaiian time, then it is time for me, your backseat quarterback, Brother Richie. Thank you, and salutations, aloha, Brother Richie. You know, I'm just putting this shit together. I will have somebody with a studio soon. I will have a website soon, but we're making do with what we have. Welcome, high noon on a Tuesday, week number 1, season number 2 of my favorite segment, my now main flagship show of Not Pods, Backseat Quarterback with Brother Richie. We are live, high noon on a Tuesday, a little bit Hawaiian time, 5 after, you know, Hawaiian time style. Welcome from the middle of the Pacific Ocean, live, brought to you by Not Pods on my YouTube channel. I'm also going live on Instagram. Let's get into it. First of all, you know, the NFL, they keep doing dumb shit, so I'm going to continue to have a show. I'm going to do 18 weeks of the regular season every Tuesday, and you can also stream. So 18 weeks, every Tuesday, noon Hawaiian time. That's 3 Pacific, 6 on the East Coast. If you're driving home, stick it in your car. How the hell are we smarter? Me and my friends and you. How are we smarter than these guys that run the NFL? The coaches, even owners, officials. I mean, got to go back a year. Let's talk about the KC Swifties. I can't call them the Chiefs anymore. It's the KC Swifties. A lot of GIFs. Is it GIFs? A lot of memes and GIFs about, you know, the relationship between the officials and the KC Swifties and where they're going to get their three-peat tattoos on their body. And, you know, Mahomes is Kermit the Frog voice, whatever. He's awesome. But, you know, it's come to the point the NFL has even they pretty much admitted that it's not a game anymore, it's entertainment. And how many tens of billions of dollars are involved, and you're not just going to leave that to chance. So I have some conspiracy facts, actually. People will think, you know, conspiracy theories. I have some conspiracy facts I'm going to lay on you. Before we get into week 1, I'm very excited. I got 10 pages. Backseat quarterback. All the dumb shit. We're going to get into that shortly. I might go, you know, I'm trying to keep these to 15 minutes, but I'll probably go an hour today. But I want to get into some conspiracy facts about last year and the KC Swifties. Fact. The Baltimore Ravens led the NFL in rushing last year. Lamar Jackson, very effective running out of the pocket. They ran the ball 6 times to their running backs. Lamar would stand in the pocket and take sacks and throw the ball away and throw a terrible interception more than once. And I'm not, you know, I don't think you can pay off these guys. But if the Swifties needed to win a Super Bowl because the cash cow that is Taylor Swift brings in, she might have brought in $1 billion of extra revenue that would have never been there. So if Jimmy Chainsaw out of Vegas really needs the Swifties to win, and Roger Goodell, might he say, you know, I know where Todd Monken, offensive coordinator, I know where your kids go to school. I know where you live, so here's what's going to happen. So fact, Baltimore just abandons the run. Fact, not one holding call on 5 minimum egregious tackle bear hugs by the Kansas City Swiftie offensive lineman that Nick Bosa warned was coming in the week leading up to the Super Bowl. And if I had, when I have my studio and when I can cut to clips, I would show when he says, what do you think of their offensive line? Oh, they hold a lot. Straight from Nick Bosa. Fact, the Philadelphia Super Bowl won on a ticky-tack. I mean, maybe you call it, maybe you don't, but of course it's getting called against the Swifties, even though they weren't the Swifties yet. But seems like they've had the officiating on their side for a while. Fact, I'm sick of the Swifties. Fact, apparently assistant coaches for Kansas City can run out on the field and call timeout. Pretty sure every other team can't do that. Probably would be a penalty. Fact, last year, Minnesota game-winning touchdown pass. KC defender draped all over the guy. Obvious pass interference, no flag. KC player takes his helmet off in the end zone, the defensive player, and the official just politely warns him, hey, put your helmet back on because there might be a penalty. So 2 penalties should be called. 1, interference, so the ball would be at the 1-yard line. I think Minnesota was down 4 to win the game. 2, at least 15 yards for removing your helmet. Instead, no, incomplete. Our ball. Fact, KC's opponent, game 1, just this year, Thursday night, Baltimore Ravens. 3 of the first 5 plays. Point of emphasis, you got to have the tackles lined up on the line of scrimmage. 3 of the first 5. Illegal formation. Fact, very first play, KC lines up. Their tackle's a yard off. No flag. Fact, it's bullshit. The NFL, it's not sports anymore. It's entertainment, but I love it. Just hope you're on the right side. If you're gambling, hope you're on the right side with Vegas. Maybe just bet on the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. I don't know. Do they have to win again this year? Can it be on merit? Maybe. But, the Swifties, they had to win for sure last year. It's a cash cow. When little teeny boppers are buying your jerseys and following, and there's 100 million of them worldwide, I think you got to keep them around, don't you? One more thing. This pisses me off and bugs the shit out of me. One more thing. Before we get into week 1, I know it's called football, but should kickers really have that much emphasis on the outcome of a game? Little skinny effing guy, never makes a tackle, never catches a pass, never gets tackled, never makes a block. And games and seasons are resting on their shoulders. Skinny little effing guy, whether he makes a field goal or not. I did the math for week 1. There were 75 touchdowns, 68 field goals. 32% of the scoring in the NFL week 1 was field goals. Was what? 22 field goals of 50 yards or more. They made 92% of field goals. So we're putting it on the kicker. Probably, it's exciting when it's coming down to that. But wouldn't you rather have exciting that it's 4th and goal from the 3? Or maybe exciting, here's the goalpost, put them here. It shouldn't be that you get past the 50-yard line and you're 80% chance you're going to get 3 points. That's not football. So let's take the kicker out of the game. Fantasy, a friend of mine, I've been in leagues with him for years. I'm not this year, but he just took kickers and defenses out of flex. That's how I like it. Thank you, brother Mike from Green Bay. Yeah, I hope it's not the curse of Richie. My very first full season as a Packer fan. I adopted him right before the playoffs last year. Very first full season. There goes Jordan Love. So sorry, Packer fans. Set hut. Can we talk about that again? Pounded the table for years on this. Get on the ball and say set hut, especially on 4th and inches. Why are we in shotgun on 4th and inches? I'm sure it's in my notes. But the last few years, how many times yelling at the TV? In shotgun, blue 82 in motion, and blue 80. Oh, false start, or you're handing off the ball 8 yards deep, and they get stuffed for a 4-yard loss. And it's 4th down and this far. What's wrong with get on the ball and say set hut? What's wrong with do that 15 plays in a row to start the game? Get your offensive linemen, get athletes 305 pounds in a sprinter stance, and it's just like set, and they're sprinting off the ball. And then you muddle, and then you place the ball, and then you say set, hut, and you pound off the ball. By 3-4 plays, the D's going to be looking around going, what the hell? You never substitute. They can't substitute. Set, hut. Offensive lineman in a sprinter stance. There's nothing worse and nothing that burns out the legs and the energy and saps the will of an offensive lineman sitting in the 3-point stance for 28 seconds while you're going through blue 82 and no, call, scream, kill. Just set hut, especially on 4th and inches. How hard is it? Okay, now let's get into week 1. Holy crap. I can't believe it. Look at them, not even in order. 10, 9. You know, this stuff was Menahune. You know, the Menahune, they run this shit around here. Had everything all set up. Week 1, NFL season. Let's get it going. This is when I wish I had some tunes. I do have some tunes. You know what? Bear with me. This is all going to be it's all going to be professionalized out. But for now, we do with what we got. Week 1. Apparently they don't throw. Apparently they just don't throw. They don't throw flags on the Chiefs anymore. Again. Start the year with a statement. Offensive linemen, get on the ball. Got it? Let's get on the ball. That sucks. Tackles. Especially if they're going to call it on you twice, scoot up. How hard is that? It is effed up, though, that Casey, I don't even want to know the guy, the Swiftie, but that right tackle was lined up way worse than any Raven that they called 3 of the first 5 plays. Illegal formation. And you just get sick of hearing the official. When you know the official's name and his voice, that shit gets old. Another one. This is on the players. Questionable pass. Maybe it's a forward. Maybe it's a lateral. You're not quite sure. Just fall on the ball. How many times you see guys and just, oh, that could be backwards, and they just stand there like, oh, no, it's forward. Even if it's 2 yards behind, or even if it's 5 yards down the field, just fall on the ball. Don't leave it to chance with what could be a corrupt situation where somebody has to win, or they just didn't see it right, whatever excuse, but fall on the ball. If there's ever any question, fall on the ball. Yeah, back to the Swiftie. So apparently assistant coaches can run on the field and call timeout. I thought that's either at least you don't get the timeout or a penalty. But apparently for the Swifties, you just, your defensive coordinator, Spags, and hey, timeout. Oh, Spags. Hey, Spags, how you doing? High five. Shh. Okay, timeout us. Timeout. Okay. Hey, wait, by the way, it could be a penalty. Okay. Timeout us. Run the ball, Baltimore. What the F? Didn't you get Derrick Henry for a reason? First play, first drive, 6-yard touchdown, and then just abandon it. Todd Monken. Makes no sense. I don't get it. Enough about the Swifties. You know, it'll be every week. They're probably going to win the Super Bowl again. Probably have to win one more, get the 3 in a row, and have all the more Swifties, 100 million little teeny boppers buying Kelsey jerseys. Shit gets old. I guess moving on to Friday night. Then when I come Sunday, it's in no particular order. I'm on Red Zone just writing shit. But Packers, Eagles in Sao Paulo, Corinthians Arena, where supposedly the rule is there's no green allowed, period. But I think that the other team, it's like the Dutch Beavers. So if they said in Corvallis you can't wear green, which they should. But I believe that the other team can wear green because the whole place, when this came out, they said they're not going to be able to wear green, the fans, and there's going to be, nobody's going to be able to even wear a green shirt in the stadium. Wow, so much for that. Fourth down, offensive lineman, defensive lineman, don't jump offside. Don't false start. When you're right on the ball, especially a D-line, and it's 4th and inches, and that they're going to try to draw you off, and you jump off sides, it's just the worst. I got guys coming and going. Thanks for joining. Bubba, Roy, and I believe Raz, Mike Doplay. Siblings are going to the Packers-Colts game Sunday. Nice. First time in decades. Nice. I've been to Lambeau Field. I love that place. One of the reasons why I adopted them. Flags, 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 everywhere flags. I need to look into. I bet we're averaging 10, 15 flags a game. I know it's the first game of the year, but when you're just sick of seeing the referee, there's only one referee, the guy with the white hat, the one that holding 99. When you're just sick of that guy, his flags and kicking have to have such an impact on the game. Penalties and sacks kill drives. I saw somewhere if you take more than a 7-yard sack anytime during a drive, it's about 8% chance you're going to score a touchdown. Sloppy games, that's just how it is. Week 1, sloppy. Set hut. Get athletes at 300 pounds that are in a sprinter stance. If you're great, slow the game down. If you're not that good, slow the game down. If you're small, set hut. Works for any type of scheme you want. I call it the John Madden or the bowling ball or the blocking sled or the sledgehammer scheme. You're going to run the ball down their throat, and then that opens up play action, and your receivers are almost touching both sides. They don't even have to come muddle, but they're almost touching the sidelines. So you have to have a corner out there at least partway. So that's 2 guys. Set hut. Shotgun on 3rd and inches, bailed out by flags. But Friday night, first time, talk about it all the time. 3rd down and inches, 4th down and inches, we're in shotgun. What are we doing? It's just, it's frustrating. I'm already yelling at the TV. It's only Friday night, but as long as they keep doing dumb shit, I will have a show. This is, open some people's eyes. I know I'm just saying what everybody's thinking. I noticed Christian Watson wasn't in at the beginning of the game on 2 receiver sets, so I don't know. Wicks and Reed. That old so Thursday, Friday, the new kickoff, dynamic kickoff. Meet the new kickoff. It's the same as the old kickoff, as the Who would say. Now we get into Sunday. A lot different. We actually had one return, couple long ones, exciting. So very dynamic come Sunday. Thursday, Friday, pretty boring. Run the ball on 1st down. Too many flags, no cohesion, especially the Friday night game. Every flag, like 6 of the officials huddled up. Just figure it out. takes way too long. Dead air in the NFL with the officials. There's not much more irritating. Let's go to Sunday morning. I did kind of go out Saturday night, so I was kind of hurting Sunday morning. Ain't gonna lie. But I'm up at 6:30. I got 6 fantasy leagues. Got to do all that. Thank you for my 3 here and my 1 here. I've had like 7 people working on 7 million. So yes, as I get bigger, as I get more popular, I will be asking for 51 cents a month off your credit card one day. Just trying to make a nice life for my baby girl and me, and make enough money for all my friends and give it all away. You know, there's great things coming, living in abundance and gratitude. And I thank you so much to the universe and all my friends and you people out there watching. Got my new little setup. I got stickers, giving out stickers. Anybody really wants a sticker? You're over here in the islands. Figure out where I am. I got a sticker for you, just like this. Okay, Sunday, very first play, very first series. I can't remember who it was, but incomplete, sack, punt. First 3 plays, don't even try to run the ball. You know, you run the ball and it opens up the play action. It opens up the passing game. It runs the clock. It slows the game down, shortens the game. It's just, there's nothing worse than 3 and out because you had 2 incompletions and a sack. Seattle has 2 safeties. 2 safeties in the first quarter. I wonder what the prop bet would be in Vegas. But one was, I forget. The second one, as I always say, they're at their own half a yard line, out of the shotgun, and you're handing the ball off 6 yards deep after you're in shotgun going, blue 82, 16. And the defense is digging in their heels, and the offensive line, every second that they're in their stance, is just wearing on them, their knees and their legs and their muscles and the acidophilus buildup in their legs, whatever it is. Can you just get on the ball and say set hut and not in shotgun? And you're going to hand the ball off 6 yards deep in your own end zone. Commercials this year. I'm going to tell you, and I understand a couple things about commercials. Commercials, they are, it's a necessary evil. And the good ones, I love them. So if you're going to spend money on a effing commercial, how about make it funny or entertaining at least, so that I might want to watch them. But I don't know how they can plan out the unplannable. But there was a point when 7 of the 8 games in the morning, another effed up thing is, why is there 8 games and only 3 in the afternoon? But 7 of the early games, commercial, same time, clicking through, commercial, same commercials. And it's just like, are you effing kidding me? We need them. I understand. We need them. Oh, here, this was a good one. Mike McCarthy and Dallas, they paid Dak. They probably could have got him for about $10, $15 million cheaper 6 months ago. Same with CeeDee Lamb. But they pay him. Jerry he's an idiot, but he's an egomaniac. And I guess, he just loves being in the news, all that. McCarthy, though, I talk about clock management a lot. I talk about game management, decision-making, play calling. McCarthy tried to sneak one by us at the end of the half. 66-yard field goal, clock running down, takes a delay of game. He has a timeout in his pocket. I heard Stink on Breakfast Ball Carton Show. So, well, you know why he kept that? Because you can sell those. You can sell those timeouts on eBay. Oh, man, that's a good one. So, yeah. Mike McCarthy did it again in just some moribund, game in the regular season, week 1. But clock running down, you don't call a timeout. And he made the 66-yarder. Now it's 71 yards, and you can't let the guy maybe return it. Understandable for not trying that. But you have a timeout, and you just let the clock run down. It's right in front of you. Do you really want? I'll never forget against San Fran, 2 years ago, when they ran the Dak quarterback draw play. Well, it only takes about 14 seconds in practice, and we had 16 seconds. So I figured those 2 seconds is plenty of time without a timeout. Just let that guy get to the playoffs again. They looked way better than I thought, though. I love to see him struggle. Oh, wait. I knew I was forgetting something. There we go. Hey, I can hear you guys now. What? Oh, cut to commercial. This part of the show brought to you by X-Colo, Dave Wick's marijuana farm in Portland, Oregon. X-Colo for all your marijuana needs. Also by K-Town Trees. Hey, K-Town, my neighbor. He's just 2 houses over as I sit in my kitchen/studio. He can probably hear. I hear his kid over there. Hey, Ben, what's going on? Yeah, bro. Effing terrible. Tyreek, that was weird. I mean, was he driving so fast right by the stadium 4 hours before a football game that you have to pull him out of the car like Rodney King and put your foot in his back and handcuff him to the hard concrete? Was he acting up that bad? And he had a pretty good attitude about it after, so I can't imagine his attitude was too bad. I mean, and you gave him reckless driving and no seatbelt ticket. And that cop is now sitting at a desk waiting for the lawyers to figure it out. I saw some empty seats. That's weird. NFL, you wouldn't think there'd be one empty seat ever. Kickoff starting to show some more excitement as the day progresses. We did have DJ Dallas for Zona return one, which I really wish he would have got tackled around the 5. Fantasy football just makes the watching process so much more enjoyable, but you root for some weird stuff, I'm going to tell you. I was thinking, it's funny. 3 of the first 4 plays of the Thursday night game on Baltimore, illegal formation. The tackle did not line up on the center. I didn't see one Sunday. Point of emphasis. I guess they pointed out their emphasis. Blew it all in one load on a Thursday night. That just turned into a joke. Pretty clean, actually. Week 1, sloppy, but here's one. Here's another one. Go for 2. Kick the mother effing extra point. It's 13-12 in the first quarter, and they're going for 2. And they hardly, I just want to know, I bet it's like 35 to 40% they make it in the middle of the game. And I bet at the end of the game, it's 20% that you make. It's 2 yards. How can it be so hard? But it is, and I know it is. But just kick the effing, can I say fucking extra point? Pisses, always comes back to bite your ass. Even spreads, whatever it is. I don't care what the score is in the second quarter. You just kick the extra effing point because there's going to be 15 more possessions. Wee man. Let's talk about David Tepper. Just between him and Jerry, my 2 most egomaniacal people on this earth. Guy never takes advice from anybody. He drafted Wee Man. From now on, that's what I call Bryce Young, Wee Man. He went out of his way. He traded up the year before with the Bears to draft Wee Man. I think he was 2nd or 3rd pick. He could have got Wee Man there anyway, or had C.J. Stroud, or chosen C.J. Stroud. Traded up for this guy. He's small, and he's slow, and he's inaccurate, and he's on a bad team. And then at the end of last year, David Tepper tries telling us, oh, well, you know, the room talked me into it. I wasn't sure. Bullshit. Nobody's ever talked you into shit, bro. You do what you want to do. You're a multi-billionaire businessman. Nobody's talking you into shit. So don't piss on me and tell me it's raining that, oh, the offensive coordinator and the coaches talked me into taking. No. You said, I want that guy. He's a winner at Bama. I like his style. I don't care what it takes. Go get him. And then you backpedal and say, oh, it wasn't me. Bullshit. Coming to a bar in Carolina. What town is it? I don't know. Charlottesville. Wherever they play. And you go in the bar and say, hey, take this down. When they're giving away some money because the fucking effing Panthers suck so bad. So one of the bars had a promo. David Tepper, the owner, goes in there, hey, take it down. Come on. I said, no, take it back. I want CJ Stroud. I'll take it down when you take it back. Wee man. 3rd and 1, Miami. Just snap the ball. Just snap the ball. It's 3rd and 1. Set hut. I'm going to say this 1,000 times. Every Tuesday, every single time. I'm going to say this. Get on the ball. Set hut. Set hut. Page 5. Good day, Paul Harvey. Oh, let's talk about instant replay. And when they go under the hood, no more hood anymore. But let's talk about the intent of instant replay was to make sure that stuff wasn't egregious, get calls right, but it has to be incontrovertible evidence to overturn a call. Achane is diving for the end zone. His knee barely hits. In fast motion, he's a yard in the end zone. If you pixel by pixel it, and there's one blade of grass that his knee barely touches, and the football is like 1/2 of a millimeter away. Oh, he's down. That's not the intent of instant replay. It's to make sure you get shit right that's egregious. Not a 1/2 inch when you slow it down to pixel by pixel, super duper slow-mo. I'm sick of that crap. Well, if you look right there and you stop it, his knee's barely hitting and the ball is just right there. There's the ball and there's the end zone. Oh, he's down. He's not down. They should change it to where you have to watch half speed at most. Because instant replay, pixel by pixel, is not real life. And it never will be. And they didn't get the call wrong. It's a touchdown. You know what I say? What's Tyler, whatever, the soccer guy? What are we doing here? It's a fucking touchdown. Take away one more from you. I'm not going to say anything about wanting to get a little bit problematic sometimes. The Guardian cap thing, and some of the guys wear it. It's not bad. Why not? You remember Mr. Magoo? Why don't they just put like Nerf helmet, like whatever that super spongy stuff, and make it that big? Oh, well. You could put your head down, or just make them sponge helmets. Because these guys are getting fast and big. People say, rugby's tougher because they don't, yeah. Rugby hits, but they have to hit a certain way because they don't have pads. Put pads on. Put pads on and hit somebody and tell me what's tougher. 3rd and 3, AR5, straight drop back, sack, mobile huge QB. What are we calling? It's 3rd and 3, straight drop back, Anthony Richardson, and take a sack when your line's not playing great. Just the pro calling. These guys, that's another thing I'm going to say 1,000 times. Set hut, instant replay. These guys make $10 million a year. $10 million a year, Raz. What the hell's going on? And, you know, it's every single field goal over 50 yards. Get them out. Here's the goalpost. Here's Richie's goalpost. Kick a 50-yarder now, fucker. Kick it from the 20. Let's play football. Not put it on the little pussy that's this big around. Sure, a couple of them work out, you know, and get respect. Justin Tucker, you know, there's a handful of guys get respect, I'm sure, but most of them just want to get taped to the effing goalpost after. Mental mistakes. Let's talk about illegal motion and false starts, jumping off sides. That's the shit that'll just kill a coach. And it's hard, you know, it's an emotional game, and I understand. And I'm just sitting here talking shit about it. And I did play. I didn't play much, but I know, and it's easy to say, but it is your life, and you are making, I mean, people's livelihoods are counting on this. There's a Carolina defensive INT, but 12 seconds later, the flag comes out. And then it's just like, oh, well, almost like, oh, wait, they had the over on the half. And there's a minute left. Okay. Oh, yeah, flag. Oh, we need the over, guys. So go score. Okay. Just throw it up. We'll call the flag. We need the over on the half. Okay. You know, I will get into outcomes and calls like that and how they relate to the spread. I don't want Jimmy Chainsaw coming knocking on my door. So I don't want to get into that too much. Oh, did Raz leave too? Am I boring people? I got 0 now. Oh, well. If you can't give me an hour, that's fine. Buffalo went 4th and inches. Quick down. First down. Good job. Kick the effing extra point, idiots. Just kick the extra point when in doubt. If you're down 2 with a minute left, yes, you go for 2. If it's some weird score and you're down by 5 with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter and you think you want to make it a 3-point game, just kick the extra point because now it's 4, and then you get up by 3 when you score a touchdown and they miss the next point, and then you're only down 3. That 1 point always seems to bite you in the ass, and you never make the 2. 6 field goals. That's just what I'm talking about. Tomlin, Justin Fields can't score, but 6 field goals and win the game. Too much on the skinny pussy guy. Like this, the goalpost. Making us like, Coach, please don't kick a field goal. Well, that's a 7 a.m. Hawaiian games. Let's get in the afternoon. That's 8 games at a time. Thanks a lot, NFL. Now we got 4. Oh, you want commercial barrage? I'm pretty sure that's why they do it. Because, you know, nobody's going to watch commercials if there's 5, 6, 7, 8 games at a time. If there's only 3 or 4, you're stuck with them. And, you know, people that make the commercial, how about this? 15 seconds on a commercial. Pay for a half hour. Say, get back to the game sooner. You sit at a game waiting during those commercial timeouts, it is painful. Shorter commercials, make them funny, make them interesting, make people want to watch them. There's, you know, Geico has some good ones. Miller Lite back in the day. A lot of the beers, every car commercial is boredom. Even McConaughey. I'm sorry. Then you go through all 4 channels, and it's the same exact commercial at the same exact time. 3rd and 9, missing tackles. Missed tackles is another one. It's not really a mental mistake, but those are the mistakes that kill. Those drive extenders, when you have the guy dead to rights on 3rd and 9, he breaks one and he gets 10 yards for a first down. Your defense is gassed. If you just made that tackle, you're off. Those are the things. 1 or 2 or 3 plays a game changes the outcome. I always will harken back to the Lions-Niners NFC Championship game. 2 drops by Reynolds, the bounce off the head, fumble, like 4 or 5 plays, and the Lions are in the Super Bowl. 28-3 in the 3rd quarter. Shanahan, offensive coordinator. If you run the ball every single play, there's 8 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, you're up by 25 points. if you run the ball every single play, get 2 or 3 first downs the rest of the game, that's 35 to 40 seconds off the clock. Even if you punt, that's 3.5 minutes off the clock. You're up by 25 points. That's 4 or 5 possessions. That's 4 touchdowns. 5 possessions possibly. You run 3 minutes off the clock, you punt, there's 5 minutes. Even if they score, that takes them 3 minutes. You run 3 minutes off the clock, it's the fourth quarter. If you never threw the ball again, why are you taking sack fumbles when you're up by 25 points? Tell me. Bo Nix, legit. Caleb wins. Jaden looked pretty good. You know, it's hard to be a quarterback. The rookies struggled. Chargers with 4 false starts in the first half. Harbaugh must be losing it. You know, who's to blame on a sack? I think the quarterback more often than the offensive line is to blame. And they'll say, oh, the line sucks, got sacked, took a bunch of sacks. No. If you fumble a punt and land on it, what are we doing? Are we trying to pick up a punt, just land on the punt? Seattle, let's run the ball. Well, I guess he got hurt, Kenneth Walker. So maybe they're trying to save the running back. Am I just dead wrong on this run the ball thing? I don't know. Running backs are a dime a dozen. They don't pay them. Run the effing ball. Kick the. I have this over and over again. Make the tackle. Kick the extra point. So Dak signed like hours before the game. Put him through all this shit, all this hassle in the offseason. You're signing for what he wanted anyway. CeeDee Lamb sitting out. Jerry, what are we doing? I think he's just an egomaniac. He likes to be in the news. I guess he doesn't care about the money. I don't know. How come people come getting in and out? I'm only asking you for 1 hour of your day, people. I hope you watch the stream, but I'm talking about stuff that nobody's talking about here. This is grassroots. I got the stickers going. I believe in my heart that this is going to work. This is what I'm meant to do. I'll get the other shows going too, but this is my one. Isn't this a dream? Just we can all get together and say, F you, NFL, what are we doing? I was wondering, first half of the Chargers are still going to be chargering. But I think that guy's going to change that culture. Harbaugh turns everywhere around. So don't be charging, Chargers. That's not a thing anymore. Page 8. So guys line up offsides. It's just arbitrarily, oh, we'll call this time, but next time, this time, nah. Where's the Ravens illegal formation calls for everybody else? Point of emphasis, but it's almost hypocritical. 3rd and goal, nobody's blocking Max Crosby. That guy will ruin your day. That guy will wreck your whole game. If everybody was like that guy, could you imagine? Game killers, late hits, delays, false starts, those little penalties when you had a first down, but now it's 3rd and 7. Had a great play. First down, no. Holding, 3rd and 12 now, punt. Shit like that loses you games. Mental. No delayed games, no late hits, no false starts. You know, just one of the crews, every time they go look at a 3 to 5 minutes, oh, here we go, instant replay. Wake me up hard eye. Okay, well. Wee Man, 161 yards, 2 interceptions, his very first pass, INT. And then benched. Carolina's a mess. David Tepper, hate to say, but you probably deserve it. Chargers second half looking like we thought. Harbaugh, I'd be scared. And just anybody to unseat the Swifties. I got one. After an interception or a fumble and they run to the other end of the field and get in front of dance, how many guys can be on the field? I mean, there's usually a flag for like excessive excitement or whatever, or if you have too many guys on the field during a play, but 15 guys can just come off the bench and run down and dance around in the end zone. That doesn't make no sense. I guess if you're the Swifties, it would make sense. So 15 Swifties legal, 12 Ravens. Oh, personal foul, excessive celebration in the end zone. Swifties, come on down. Tyler Lockett, the last play of the afternoon games. What a catch to seal that win. And then we had 3 of 4. And then all we had to do was have the Jets cover to win $300 on 20. But alas, gambling's really hard. Okay, one thing, Sunday Night Football. I hate 3 passes and a punt on the first drive. Idiotic. Run the effing ball. Establish the shit early. Come on, people. What are we doing? You know, West Coast style, if it's a little out, or that's like a handoff. If Stafford's to Kieran Williams, he just run the little, but when you're dropping back, it's just effing irritating. Run the ball. Cup return to normal. Stafford solid. I think the Rams are going to be really good. You can't take sacks. I talked about this again. I'd say 60 to 70% of sacks is on the quarterback, not the offensive line. David Montgomery pissed me off last year. Gibbs didn't even see the field for the first 2 drives. What's going on, man? I understand. Sure, you want a power running game, but Gibbs is good too. Dan Campbell, 4th down guy again. I think that's great for a team. We're going to go for it, and our defense is going to hold if we don't make it. But our offense is going to make it. It just instills a confidence in you when your coach says, we're going for it. F it. Pretty clean officiating for week 1 overall. No more penalties. Effing penalties, DC. I love him, Dan Campbell. So you run the ball once for a yard, and then you just abandon it. Next 8 plays, throw. Where's that get you? Punt, interception, quarterback hurt. Play calling is just so huge, and it's really, really bad a lot of the times, especially goal to go. Penalties kill. Flags. Afternoon games. There's only 3 next. It's only week 2, and we have 3 games in the afternoon. 3. Never get the 2-pointer again and again. A lot of this is just, it's a shit I write because it's what it is. Kick the extra point, people. Run the ball. Set hut. Don't jump off sides. Tighten up the goalposts. I'm sick of these freaking skinny little fucker. Too much of the game is at hands of the guy that doesn't play. And it's called football, but it shouldn't be. Should be called feet ball because you run, or hands ball, or smash ball. Shouldn't really be called football. 10 pages of dumb shit. I'm about wrap it up. I'll forever have this show because they're forever going to be doing the same shit. And, as I go, it'll be more polished and more professional, but thanks for joining me. I had 8 or 9 people come on. It's a start. Well, let's get to a little bit of stats before we go. If you win the turnover battle, you have less turnovers than the other team, 10-1. 5 games with equal number of turnovers. Only 1 team had more turnovers and won the game in week 1. That was last year too. 80% of the time, if you don't turn the ball over, penalties not as much. 11 teams with more penalties actually won. So penalties, the better team's still going to win. If you turn the ball over, that's monumental trying to overcome that, especially as an underdog. And the winning teams run the ball 52%, throw 48. Of all the plays, I keep track of every single play. Losing teams throw the ball 61% of the time. So if you want to win Run the ball 50-50. If you want to lose, throw the ball 60-40. What are we doing? All right. Aloha, people. Been a pleasure. What do we have? How far do we go? 50 minutes. You know, my other shows, I'm cutting them down to 50. I'm just asking for 1 hour. Please stream if you can. Backseat quarterback. High noon with Brother Richie coming the day after the Super Bowl. 5 minutes at noon every day. Telling a joke. What am I doing? A story. If you want to call in, that's coming soon. For now, I ditched I was going to do like Super Bowl squares, but I don't have enough people. So if you guys want to do some squares every Monday night, start giving me some messages. But Brother Richie coming at you live. I'm going to tune out now, and been a pleasure. Backseat quarterback, come get your stickers. Got posters coming. And this is my calling. This is, I believe. I love you guys. Aloha. Woo-wee.